So let me tell you how we started. When we started doing this, we did it from a reverse aspect, okay? The what is this is a heat transfer. What we tried to do is we tried to develop our film, our powders, everything based on how we heat transfer. And as you know, from a heat transfer standpoint, you have polyester, you have cottons, you have heavy, thick stuff. So what we did was we worked backwards, right? So we one thing we wanted to accomplish was number one, 1 second to 2 second press times on polyester so it doesn't damage or window into the polyester. Two to 3 seconds on your cottons so it doesn't window but still sticks. So what we and high pressure. So our theory is we go at about 120 psi on our heat presses, fast and heavy, hot peel. Now, going backwards through the system, we needed to know what the first cure, second cure, and all of these aspects come from the film. So, and the powder. So what we've tried to do is from a reverse aspect, we see what it's going to do on a polyester, which is make sure it doesn't bleed, make sure we're not overheating it. Where a lot of people have gone the reverse process and they say, I cringe when I see people say it takes 30 seconds to press this heat press thing. And what happens is you get bleeding, you get ghosting, you get all this stuff just destroying clothes. So we did it from a reverse aspect. So number one, we wanted to make sure that our heat pressing process is good. Then we blended our powders to the point where it's going to cure at a lower temp. So therefore we're not yellowing the films or bleeding off anything in there, or what we like to call making it crispy, right? There's nothing worse than taking a heat transfer, listening to it, and it sounds like, you're crumpling up tinfoil. So reverse process, going back into the printer, then we went back and said, okay, let's work this way with DuPont. DuPont has been a big, big plus to what we've done from an ink standpoint. And then originally we had crunchy ink, we had to cure it so high in order to hit the temperature on the film to cure the ink. Once we've got that down, then we went to, thanks to DuPont, we went to Neo Stampa and Edit, who completely poo-pooed the fact that, what do I want to do with DTF? It's never going to be around long. They're an old sublimation software. Reality is they came back and said, wow, it's taken off. And thank God they actually started working with us to try to make things happen, from our inks to our films to our color expanders, all these different types of materials. And now a lot of people are actually migrating to that Neo Stampa and Edit because it's so stable. And, it's not like some of the other softwares out there that, that converted kind of haphazardly to DTF because they needed to do it. I mean, believe me, we've tried them all out. We've tried all systems out, but the most stable to us, ease of use and everything, was Neo Stampa and Edit. And as we go along, we add cutters, and they add a cutter for us, and they add, they'll add all different types of items for us. So it's been a real, real good relationship. And our whole workflow is based on trials and trials and trials before we release. I mean, we went 8-9 months before we released the Neo Stampa. We went 3 or 4 months before we got what we needed in the formulation for DuPont, and then it took another 6 months to get it commercial. So that was one of the things that we felt we were going to be real successful at, is it's R&D. I mean, in R&D, as you know, you win and you lose. And we certainly can say we've lost and we won.
Yeah.
So,
but we always talk about the products that we're promoting and working hard on. It's a system. So whether we're at a trade show or a customer's buying our machine, they're buying a system from us, and the better we can make that system for them, the easier it is for everybody. I mean, they're more profitable. Their product is top notch. It's color profiled. They're hitting those colors job after job, printing that same job, week after week. And along with that, the problems aren't there. We're printing on the same films. We're printing on the same inks. So, the color profiles and that software is, like Jim said, it's the best in the industry for sure.